Hello, welcome back to What's New. Everybody's here. Surprise, surprise. Everybody for now.
Honestly, and
We'll see at
everything's
the
working.
last.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Greg, I heard you got
Anyway,
evicted. I saw you all standing on the front porch. I've never seen people evicted that happy before.
Yeah, yeah, we
Honestly.
got the boot
Oh, I saw that.
selling our old.
very nice.
Nice.
Congratulations on the sale.
Congratulations.
Hopefully you guys made a
It was on
gazillion
sale,
dollars.
but thank you. I hope we'll have one, and you can then say congrats, and that'd be
Oh.
You
nice.
sold the building, though? Didn't you own the building?
We're selling it.
Okay. Oh, you didn't sell it yet. What are
No.
you asking for? What's the asking price?
Oh.
675.
$675?
Yeah.
I'll give you $450 cash.
No thanks.
I'll give you $350 in cash and
No.
2 fresh kidneys.
Two. I'll take
Yeah.
that. I
Okay?
feel like that's pretty valuable, Barry. What do you got?
I'm not giving up my kidneys. I'm sorry.
Are the kidneys from the
Well-
same person?
Right. He didn't
I
say
don't know.
which
I fell off a
person.
truck.
All right. Anyway, talking about valuable stuff. Well, this is not really that valuable. Google Search Console AI generative performance reports seems to be rolling out to everybody, maybe, but is the data that valuable? Anu, what do you got for us?
Yeah, new, but really, is it new? Google gives us new AI features, conversational features for ads and analytics.
And we've got summaries of favicons within Google Ads.
SEOs are taking over old Googlers' accounts. What will these people not stoop to?
All right. So Google Search Console, we've all been waiting for the AI or generative AI reports to show up in our Search Console. And I checked every single profile I have access to, about 25 or so, in Google Search Console. And they all have access to the generative AI performance report in Search Console. You think this is great news? Yay, yay, yay. But if you go into the data, you see absolutely very little. You don't see click data. You don't see query
No?
data. Nothing.
That's
There are
not
some
a helpful
thir-
metric.
Yeah. There are some third-party tools that try to like piece it together based off the other performance report data, because the other performance report data does have click data, even for AI mode and AI overviews. We're just not able to separate what is AI mode versus what is core search. That being said, there are third-party tools that try to do that. But that being said, it does seem like some people still don't have access to it. I thought everybody had access to it because I got a ton of reports this morning saying I have access to it now. And I checked every single profile I have access to, and they all have access to it. But maybe they do have access to it, but Google said in their help documentation, you might not see it if your site hasn't received enough impressions in generative AI features on Google Search. So maybe it is fully rolled out. Google didn't announce it yet, so maybe it isn't. I'm not sure, but definitely check your Google Search Console because I'm sure you're going to want to go through that data and spend all day long trying to get information from it.
It's just impressions.
That's your first impression? All right. And then we have these new features from Google Ads and Google Analytics, which didn't seem that cool, but maybe they are.
Yeah, they might be cool. I'd love to hear from Greg especially, but also like the general decide
about
whether
Mordy?
it's cool or not.
You don't want to hear from Mordy?
What's that?
You don't want to hear from Mordy about this?
No, absolutely.
Okay. Got it.
Anyway,
I'm
Barry,
a
why are
human.
you trying to stir? Why are you stirring? Anyway, so Google is expanding its AI assistants. So we'll have known of Ask Advisor that came out in May. They're now bringing it with agentic capabilities across Google Ads and Analytics, aiming to help marketers uncover, insights and, new things faster. So yeah, by clicking like a button now, there's even like a dashboard set, you get different cards that show you the different performance highlights. And then there's a conversational bit where you can kind of query it, like, what do these things mean? It's also trying to make the reports smarter. So yeah, they're introducing like the dashboards, which is also coming in analytics with simple text prompts. Marketers can generate visual reports from their data, while the AI will automatically create a real-time summary explaining the performance trends behind the charts. So yeah, getting more conversational in how you can pull out your reports and possibly explain it to clients if that's what you want to do. So yeah, Greg, what do you think?
I think anytime you get more data from a platform like Analytics into Google Ads, I will take it. So I'll start there. The way that they phrase it with like, hey, we're now reporting, the reports section and dashboards that you could already build in Google Ads are phenomenal. Like absolutely phenomenal. Is my audio all right?
Yeah, you sound fine. Yeah.
Okay. So like we have some clients where we have maybe 5 different conversion metrics. They do a lot of different things. We have all these crazy dashboards that you can manually set up. That's amazing to do. You hop in, you build a dashboard. You can see conversions by time, by week, by value, and it's amazing. So I think the thing that's odd to me is like this is like baked into Ask Advisor. That's like in a little card there, and I don't think that. I think that could be very helpful for SMBs, but or maybe even just the S and the B, is it the SBs, right? That don't have better tracking. I'm not personally gonna probably use this as my main reporting for anything because it's within a little teeny card. You have to use Ask Advisor for it. And the dashboard section of Google Ads is super powerful, and we use it nonstop to see everything across the board. But again, this is analytics data. So hopefully in my world, it'd be great to be able to see the awesome, powerful dashboards they have, be able to get analytics data too, and then I just won't care about Ask Advisor personally.
That was my first impression too, is like all this stuff is already in there. It's just bringing it to surface so people don't know how to get to it. And
But
I
you
think
don't
there's
have
AI features.
analytics.
Oh, sorry?
You don't have analytics data.
It depends if you hook it up. No?
Yeah, it's okay. Like hook it up.
But not, yeah, I mean, we'll see. Yeah. I don't think you have as many. I don't think you can do that. It's a lot of the dashboards are Google Ads metrics.
Right.
Yeah, the
Okay,
current
fine.
ones. Yeah, but then
Yes.
that's the thing with the new feature. Now you'll be able to bring that to Google Analytics. Probably,
Right,
yeah.
but I don't
into
know
that.
if the analytics will make it to the real dashboards, or if the analytics only makes it a little baby version of the card-based Ask Advisor. That's why
Yeah.
I'm fucking melted, to be honest.
That's a good transition. Baby versions of sponsor results and ads.
There you go.
Yeah, so there was a fantastic article over on Search Engine Roundtable written by Barry Schwartz. It is a paradox of choice of information over there this week. That's fantastic. And one thing that was spotted in the wild by Sachin Patel was for the sponsored listings. I personally think this makes it seem more organic. Barry, I'm excited to hear your thoughts. Mordy, I'm a little bit less excited to hear your thoughts, and I knew I'm very excited to hear your thoughts on this. Where underneath the sponsored results, there is now a little banner, or not, maybe not banner, but there's a from, and then some of the sites that are showing ads. So in this example, it's SOSEMO.com and Lunar.io. And you can see the favicons, the entire URLs of who the sponsored ads are from, and then you get to the sponsored ads. So to me, this is it's putting a little bit more height between the sponsored and the actual ads, which I just talked about this yesterday, that they're organification of ads. And then you see those names bright, like front and center, right? And then underneath them, the favicons are still there. So now you're getting 2 favicons for the price of 1. And of course, this will add more pixel height and will bump organic down if this is at the top of the page. So I think this is kind of unnecessary, but again, if I had to take a guess, I think it's going to make CTRs of ads go up.
I do wonder. I wasn't able to test this myself, but I wonder if when you click on the hide sponsor results, does it collapse it but show the sponsor results label with the from advertisers information over there, and just collapses the ads themselves, kind of giving a hint at what the sponsor results are.
Yeah.
You hear what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To be fair, Barry, I bet 99.99999% of searches have.
Interesting.
I don't think that's happened, but yeah.
I clicked it once or twice.
Because why are you trying to arrange? You go on a search thing and you find the thing you're looking for, you click through, and are you sitting there arranging how your search is going to look before you then do an action? No one's doing that, I don't think.
Like, do people ever like hide YouTube ads? Every now and then there's like one that's so annoying that I will actually hide it, but for the majority of it, I just skip it. I don't go and say hide this thing. to do more work to hide an ad that you already scrolled past. If it was at the top and you're like, show me no ads, I would hit that sometimes if I'm in a hurry or something. Well, actually, I probably wouldn't.
I thought the ads are better quality than the organic results.
I mean, if Cypress North is running your...
There you go. All right. Talking about good quality stuff. This is no, I don't know how to transition. This is horrible.
So this is, I don't know how to explain this. So a bunch of Googler people have moved off of X when Elon Musk came in. Everyone migrated to their various irrelevant social media of choice, Mastodon, Blue Sky, whatever.
True Social.
Right, that too. All sorts of other Threads, all this stuff. And now these accounts are available. I don't know how they get the account. That's confusing me. So when in this case, Martin Splitt's account, G33 Chronaut, got taken over by someone. Did he give up the account? Did he delete his account and gave it up?
I don't think he canceled the account. It was probably inactive over a certain period of time
and they
exited
just
itself.
gave it. So now they gave it out to someone for fast URL indexing for search and AI answers. It looks like really spammy, kind of like SEO-ish kind of stuff. Or it could just be Martin's side hustle. We don't know for sure.
Right. So this is weird because everybody, when he said things back in the day when he was on X, people would link to it and say Martin said this and here's a link to it. And now if you click over to that, you'll get this fast indexing service from indexpages.com or something like that, which is a totally new X account. Has there's almost zero followers. I guess they reset everything, but still the citations on the web are going to link to it and people might click over and be it reminds me of people buying expired domain names and working on it that way. But this is a Google's expired domain name. So I don't know.
Weird. And
yeah, it's upsetting. Any event, if you guys are not upset enough, just keep watching and you'll be more upset over time. So make sure to subscribe. This way you get your taste of upsetness from us every day.
I'm going to nominate that plug for plug of the year right there. Plug of the year. Put that in plug of the year.
All
it's
right.
new. You'll be upset.
Hey, do you like being sad and upset and mad and angry?
Confused.
Good, hit the subscribe button.
Yeah.
Smash it. All right. We're back tomorrow with more upsetting news. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Smash it, then put that frown on.